I call this guy back because I think I want a dirt bike. And she thought I was delirious.
She's like, yeah, she's on too much medication right now. Welcome to Dirt Bike Channel. We are sitting here, Patricia, where are we? This is what?
Battle Mountain.
Battle Mountain, but we are by, I don't even know if it's the world's largest. Maybe it's Nevada's largest Christmas tree.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Don't fact it, it's a Christmas miracle. I'm here with Patricia Fullmer and her husband Jeremy. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
So handshakes, we've already done the handshakes before, but like,
thank you so much.
Thanks for meeting me here. Patricia is the lovely winner of this 2024 KTM 300 XCW. The first time I talked to you, you were in the hospital, right?
I was in the hospital, yeah.
So, oh my goodness, the night we did the drawing, for those of you that watched it or saw it afterwards or whatever, we pull out the name, it's Patricia Fullmer. I'll put it up on the screen right now. We call, no answer. We call back in another 20 minutes, no answer. And then I start driving, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I start driving, then she starts blowing up my phone. Get to my girlfriend's house and call you back, and what were you doing?
I was talking to the nurse. And so I look at my phone because I could see it ringing. I look at my phone and my friend was in the room with me, and I was like, I gotta call this guy back because I think I want a dirt bike.
Hey, I'm calling for Patricia. Is she around?
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.
Patricia, do you know who this is?
This is Kyle from the Dirt Bike Channel.
Oh my gosh.
She's in the hospital right now, so.
What? Okay, before.
And she thought I was delirious.
She's like, yeah, she's on too much medication right now.
She's like, are you sure?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Blood, and her liver is having a hard time.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be okay.
I'll be fine.
Oh my
And I'll
gosh.
need to be out dirt biking. I can't stop. Out dirt biking with my husband.
That's very good.
And you guys have been together for like quite a while, right? You guys, because you,
20 years.
20 years. And Jeremy,
Yeah.
you've been entering some of these. See, that's an older shirt. See, he's got one of these ice blue shirts over here. So that's awesome.
Yeah, leave a single track.
And Patricia and I are wearing the same shirt.
We have the same shirt.
So we didn't even plan
Yes.
that, but I'm just like, this is the shirt for this next sweepstakes. So Patricia won the 300 XCW. This is an incredible bike. It doesn't even have, let's see how many hours it has. Very few hours on this one, if it'll come on. Let's see, how many hours? You got a bike that has 11.8 hours.
Wow.
So basically brand new. So, and this one's a cool one too, because they like in one of the things that they did on this one is this is an XCW that has billet triple clamps. So most of the XCWs don't have triple clamps like this. They have molded clamps, where these are billet triple clamps. So they did a few kind of cool things on this bike, and then we did a couple things. When I say we, I mean the royal we. I did an upgraded brake pedal on this thing. We put the crosslink components, swing arm guards on this thing. It's got fork shoes. I did the full wrap hand guards, and then this bike actually, I can't remember if I put the fan on.
Tires, and you put the fan on.
Yeah, I can't remember if I put that one on this one or if it came on it, because some of these have been a little bit different. So anyway, but this is the bike. I mean, it's basically brand new. So tell us a little bit about your dirt bike experience. Like you haven't ridden a ton, but there's a CRF 250X at home, something like that.
Yeah.
So you guys have been dirt biking a little bit, and you've got a daughter, right?
Yes, and she has a little electric dirt bike.
That's fun.
Yeah, and I've ridden that down the street.
So,
Yeah.
so now everyone's got a dirt bike now.
Everyone's got a dirt bike now.
Everyone's got a. Now don't let him ride this thing. Like I don't.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, well, it might be the family bike, but this is pretty amazing. So.
I'm stoked. I'm really happy and excited about this.
And so tell us, you're feeling mostly better from the hospitalization? It was an infection,
Yeah.
kidney infection. So
I guess it almost took me out.
Liver failure?
Liver failure. Yeah, acute liver failure.
Unbelievable.
I had no idea until I got home and read the notes that was part of it.
Wow.
But
so
yeah.
you were kind of close there. It was a little bit of a close call.
I was kind of close, yeah, and I didn't realize how close I was until weeks after. I guess it's been weeks after, so days after, when I had a chance to just kind of be quiet at home. But all good now. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
She's all good, and she's going to be riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Of course, we are going into winter, so Jeremy says there's some snowmobiling that might happen.
Yeah,
we have
she's got
snowmobiles
a
also.
2015 Skidoo 800.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool.
there's that too.
I got my
I can ride a
850.
snowmobile, so
Awesome.
I'm sure it's
Very.
kind of the same.
Yeah, and these are incredible machines. I've absolutely loved this one. This is the fuel injected one. It'll be oil injected is what it will be. It is. So
It's like a
oil.
snowmobile.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God,
Exact same thing. Finally, you know, in the dirt bike world, like some people have been hesitant in this fuel injection, oil injection, you know, entry that we've gone into with dirt bikes, and other people have, it's kind of made it so that a lot of people that were afraid of having a two-stroke now have them, and they finally have gotten to see a two-stroke that runs correctly, because most people,
It's all in the mix.
they didn't have their carburetor adjusted right, and so no one really knew what a good running two-stroke was. This is an amazing running two-stroke, and so I've really loved these, and it's throttle body injected, so it's kind of like the second generation of it. KTM has got maybe 6 or 7 years into these things, and they've got the engine dialed in really good. So
It's a beautiful
but
bike.
yeah, and this one, I did a real gummy tire back here, so even though it looks like it doesn't have a lot of life left in it, I mean, these tires don't run a ton. I usually don't run more than about 20 hours on these things, so it's maybe about halfway done on that tire.
Okay.
Front tire is still really great, but yeah, these are pretty incredible bikes. So did you ever think that you guys would be here at one of these little handoffs?
I personally never did. And when it happened, I was so loaded in the hospital that it seemed just par for the course.
You're like ah.
I was like, I want a bike. Yeah,
It was
it
needed because
was
it
perfect.
was a sparkle
Yeah.
Yeah.
for a sick and like scary situation. She was like, of course I'm sick and I like want a dirt bike and this is all happening, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, never. I didn't think I'd be
But,
here.
yeah.
Did you think that you would be here?
I keep trying, I keep hoping, I keep buying stuff. And,
He's like, I wanted to win.
you know, I like,
but he didn't win.
like before I get any parts, I go on Rocky Mountain ATV and see if they have the parts, just so that if I buy something, there is a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because I mean, we ride snowmobiles. My daughter loves anything motorized.
Yeah.
And it's
true.
important for the whole family to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is. It's a great way to get your family together, and I talk about it a lot with, you know, different dads that call me, or sometimes it's moms. It's usually dads that are saying, you know, I want to get this for my kid. And what's been really good for me and my boys is it gives you the chance to just actually interact with each other, because like when you go out, you're out in the wild, you're doing, you know, sometimes it's harrowing stuff, and other times it's just kind of an adventure. You never really know.
Yeah.
And then you're in the truck for a few hours, and you got like a captive audience, and so it's been a really great thing. So I mean, some families do it with boats, and boating is great, and some families do it with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But dirt bikes have been really good for me and my family. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
It's all about
super.
the family.
It
It's
is.
about family,
It is.
and it's about getting out as
out.
far as you can get.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Go somewhere and do something. Do
Yeah,
something challenging.
get out.
Do hard things. That's what this is about. Like I remember I had my two boys out in the middle of nowhere one time. We were out in the desert and we bumped into these you know, riders from Idaho, and they were like, wow, I can't believe that you've got your boys so far out in the middle of nowhere. Like, what if something happens? I'm like, well, we'll deal with it. Like, if something happens, I'll deal with it. But it was like, we like to do hard things. And it's just kind of been a mantra, and I don't always do hard things, but I feel like you need to do something challenging every day. If you don't, you just kind of atrophy. Like our souls
agree with
atrophy, our muscles atrophy, our minds atrophy. And so that's what the whole thing of do hard things is. And if you want to get entered to win the dirt bike I'm giving away right now, you can go ahead and buy one of these shirts on my website. It's dirtbikechannel.com. It'll get you entered to win a 2025 Husky, the Husqvarna TE 300 Pro. So real similar to this bike, only it's all white, and it's going to be a pretty awesome motorcycle for somebody. And that sweepstakes ends December 31st, so at the end of the year here. So you can use my links to Rocky Mountain ATV, like Jeremy was talking about. So if you don't want to buy anything on my website, I get it. That's why I have an affiliate link for Rocky Mountain ATV. You click my link, and then you go buy parts for Rocky Mountain ATV. It won't cost you anything extra, and you might win that Husky. So I can't even remember if it was off the link that you guys won or if it was the shirt, Either way, they all work.
It was off of your.
It was off the.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually. I bought a few things, but she sent in some postcards.
I
That's
sent
awesome.
postcards in.
And that's yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
That's the other way to do it.
there is another way.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting because it's like people say like, oh, I bet these are going to a black hole. They
gotta-
didn't go into a black hole, did they?
It's fine.
My dog.
So-
No, they don't.
Dog, you want to go around? You want to go around and
Yeah,
get the dog?
go-
We got.
Dog.
She's so beautiful. Anyway,
dog.
I think that's it. Anything else that any other parting messages, Patricia, for our fan base here?
I don't know. I mean, Kyle is a really nice guy.
I'll pay.
Yeah.
I'll pay you later.
You know what? I really appreciate what you do, because I do know people that ride professionally for certain companies, snowmobiles, dirt bikes, and yet they can't say what they want to say sometimes.
Right.
And you doing this really allows people like me, that is kind of questionable, but I just want the real truth.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's, you know, I mean, I know it's your opinion, but I do know that at least
It's not
a
bought.
truthful
Yeah.
opinion. There's no bias, and you are saying exactly what you notice on these bikes,
Yeah.
what you don't like as a rider,
Yeah.
and what you do like, and knowing and seeing what you ride, and
Yeah.
I
Well,
like similar.
Yeah.
It's really important to have that.
and I don't usually say bad. I'll say some bad, like I'll say some things about this bike I don't like, but
It's not bad.
but yeah, it doesn't make it bad. And people say, well, what's the best bike? And I have an opinion of what it is. Depends on what you want to do. But then like there are certain like pieces, like parts and things that I've tried on these motorcycles, and I don't say anything because I'm like, I don't think it moves the needle. And so rather than me saying, hey, this is a POS part and this
Yeah.
part sucks, don't buy it, I just don't say anything about it.
Yeah.
So usually if I'm bringing it to you, it's because I'm like, this is a good part. This is something that actually moves the needle, and I'm not bought and paid for, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
And
it's
that's
like
important.
here's a
actually trying them out.
here's a little hint. If something's been out in the industry for the last 10 years and everybody's been using it, and you saw me buy it or you saw me put something on Instagram or whatever, and I never said anything about it, probably because I thought it was, you know, it wasn't great. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not here to run companies through the mud, but I am here to tell you what I think is real and what's not real. So a lot of times I'll say the positive things. If it's a full-on dirt bike, I'll tell you the positives and the negatives. If I buy some part like an ECU or a head or whatever, and I'm like, this isn't really good, I just don't say anything about it. You know, so that's how I've decided to handle the negativity side, because it's like, it's easy to just bash things, but I'm like, there are companies out there that, like, I don't want to affect somebody's livelihood and just be saying, this is a POS part, don't buy it. I'd rather just buy it, try it, and be like, I'm not going to make any content on it.
Yeah.
And that way I feel like I'm not hurting
Well,
anybody.
it might work for
You know?
certain people who don't ride
Exactly.
hard style, or
Yeah, it just
You know,
isn't for me. But that's kind of,
Exactly.
I try to be authentic, and it's like, if I'm saying something about it, I really do feel that, and I'm not bought and paid for. KTM, Husky, Gas, Honda, Yamaha, none of them have ever paid me a single thing. Like, they've flown me to things, but even when I go to those things, I just speak my mind. You know, I'm like, well, I like this, I don't like this. So anyway, that's a
Yeah.
little bit of a rant, but thanks for bringing that up.
yeah, you're
So-
welcome, because it's important to me.
Yeah.
That's why I keep watching your channel, and you know, I have to make my own decisions.
Sure.
But when you say, hey, you know, I really like this, it improved the bike, made it feel more stable,
Yeah.
and it cornered better,
Yeah.
that's something that I pay attention
Yeah,
to.
it is. Yeah.
Because those are the things that I think all riders are looking for, is just to be able to be comfortable on their bike in whatever they're doing and have fun.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get this bike loaded up in the back of their truck, and because the sun's getting low, so now it's gonna get cold. I'll put my jacket back on. But
Yeah.
thanks so much for meeting me.
Yes,
it was
thank
so
you
great
so
to meet both of
much.
you guys.
Oh,
And
Yes.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank
don't
you.
forget to leave a single track.
Oh, he did it. He did it. I was about to do it. You totally did it. You're hired. Thanks everybody.
Maybe put a hat on.
Really? Yeah. Wow, you really
Okay.
pulled
I
the
think
put a
that's
hat
good.
on thing, huh?
Oh, let's see if I can start this thing without flubbing it up.
That's all right.
I usually stumble over my words the first 2 sentences, and then I'm fine with it.
You can always
So,
start over.
I know. I've started over thousands of
You
times.
can always start over.